Welcome to the LifeBeat podcast. In every episode, we dive into the most relatable aspects of life, helping you navigate the complexities of our contemporary world. Let's get started.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're watching this from across the world. We're happy to be back again in your living room, on your tablets, in your bedroom, office, wherever, while you're taking a cup of coffee. We're honored to be in your space. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, and continue to support us so we can bring this to you. We're on Cash App. You can give mobile money, world remit. Please give so we keep bringing you great content. And we're great content. And we're happy to be here before you. Today I have a wonderful friend, a lady who's a musician. She does many other things, and she's going to tell us about herself. You're very welcome to LifeBeat.
Thank you. I'm so happy
Good
to be
have
here.
you.
Yes.
How has your day been, for starters? I jump into
before
business.
you jump into no, my day so far it's been good. Woke up, had some hiccups in the morning, but everything sorted itself out, and I'm so glad. I noticed that every time I'm going to do something a bit significant in my life, the morning starts out a bit rough.
Wow.
Yeah, it starts out a bit rough, but then my perception of it it changes everything. Yeah.
How significant is this for you? When you say something significant,
How significant? I mean, anytime I'm going to talk about Jesus, anytime I'm involved in anything spiritual at all, it's like resistance happens a few hours before. Yeah, most times, not every time, but it always subsides, and everything is so great at the end of the day. Yeah.
Great to have you. I didn't say your name. She's called Beth Ingabire.
Yeah.
Beth is a musician, and she's going to tell us more about herself, her journey, and what she does. What do you do, Beth?
What do I do? So I sing. I sing mostly worship music. I've served in church for years now. But I also do writing music that's maybe not only the church kind of music, but still glorifying God. I covenanted my voice to the Lord. So I do it to glorify his name. I also have a plant-based business where it's like a ghost kitchen, and we deliver,
Wait. Ghost chicken?
Ghost kitchen. It's what it used to be called. I don't know if it's called that now. Where you have a kitchen, you prepare food, but then you only do deliveries.
Oh, I've never heard of ghost.
Yes.
When it's a ghost, I'm like,
I know. I know. I wonder who coined that term. But anyway, so we deliver plant-based options to people all over Kampala. We do cold pressed juice. We do smoothies. I'm big on wellness and health and taking care of the body to the best that you can do. Yeah, so that's another thing that I do.
So you besides music, you like food?
Love food. Love food. I love good. I love food. I love good times. I like hanging out with people who I like, who I'm comfortable with. Let's see. I love working out. It's one of any workout class makes me happy. Okay. I like life. I love the ocean. Ocean is my favorite thing. I've gone into other things.
You're bougie.
Am I bougie? The ocean is not expensive.
There's no ocean in Kampala.
That doesn't mean I can't like it. I like water bodies. We have Lake Victoria.
Is you don't just go to the ocean, my friend, from Kampala. You have to have bank to go to the ocean.
Anyway, I like the ocean. So I just those are the things I like.
So who's Beth? When we talk about Beth, who is Beth?
Beth is very interesting. Beth is someone who's also unfolding before my eyes year after year. But I identify mostly with being a daughter, like a child of the resurrection of Jesus. I'm his child. That's the thing I identify most with. I'm a sister, a lover of nature and all things beautiful. I love beautiful things.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's really the essence of who I am, being a daughter.
What makes you tick? What's that one thing that just makes you tick? Like, come alive.
Come alive. We're back to the ocean. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you. I think let me give context. Ever since I was a child, I swam. Or when I had a chance, I jumped in lakes. I jumped in pools. If there's a water body, I jumped in all of that. So I think when I was a kid, one of my aunties always said I used to beg her to go to like a small pond. Near home. Yeah, just to see like the water running. And so I think one of the things that gives me so much joy is actually, so I hadn't been to the ocean until like I was in my early 20s. I had never. And the first time I saw it, I really was overwhelmed with emotion. I teared up. I don't know what, I think it's the vastness of it, the vastness of like, I think the expanse and the waves, it was huge. I felt small. It just felt nice. It just felt so nice. And I felt alive.
And you dived in.
So 100%. 100%. 100%. I went as far as I could. It was not like swimming in any other thing I'd ever, you'd swim in rivers, lakes, pools, but the ocean, you just kind of have to like let go and let the waves take you.
Okay.
Yeah. So that makes me, but also I will say singing, especially worship. And it doesn't have to be on stage. In my bedroom, worshiping God, that thing, I feel very alive.
So how do you start leading worship?
How did I start leading worship? This is a story. Anyway, let me see where to start from. When I was 8 years old, don't worry, it's not going to be this long. But when I was 8 years old, when I was 8 years old, a man came to see us at home, and he looked at me and he said, "You're going to sing." I didn't know where that came from. But earlier on, I remember I thought my aunties, I grew up with my aunties, right? I was a kid, but we had like a lot of aunties in the house. And I remember Whitney Houston used to play a lot at that time. And so I started singing. This was like, this is like when I was 6, when I was 7. So I would sing. And in my mind, I thought everyone sounded like who I'm hearing. Whitney Houston and also me. Like I thought, so my auntie, one time hears me singing without the radio on. And she's like, "Come here." She said, "Sing again." And then I would sing. So then she called many aunties. And they said like, touching my stomach, touching my throat, "How are you doing that?" They meant like the vibrato, like the shaking. And I was like, "You just do it." I didn't understand what they were saying. So they made me sing over and over again to kind of like figure out how I'm sounding like that. So then fast forward, this guy says, "You're going to sing for the Lord." I'm like, okay. I was a kid then. I still loved singing. But then when I reached high school, I completely walked away from the Lord. Completely. I'm not one of those people who like, I dabble. Like when I go, I go. When I'm there, I'm there.
That's the part I really want. That going away.
That going away part. Why do you like drama? Why do you like? It seems you like drama.
Drama is good.
It's good.
No, that's the part I want. Why I'm saying that's the part I want, because I've known you since you were little.
Yeah.
And there's a time block where you went nowhere.
Oh, for sure. There's a time block even in my memory.
That's where I want to go to that block. Because I know from your growing up and your family in church and all this. So that's why I want to hear that story there.
Yeah, I completely walked away. I in my mind, I was like, I want nothing to do with this. Like,
why?
I think maybe in hindsight, there had been some disappointments and maybe not being understood. I was a very sensitive child, very sensitive. I picked up on a lot. Like I would know when people are fighting. I didn't need to be there. I would know things before, like some things before they happened. I would
like very intuitive.
I was very intuitive. And I remember my mom, God bless her, she didn't mean it anyway, but she'd be like, you're too sensitive. And so I grew up feeling like there's something wrong
with you. Yeah.
Wrong with me. Like, and then like at night. I would have like very many encounters that were very uncomfortable. I didn't know how to express any of these things. So I think when I reached like a certain point, I wanted nothing to do with anything that's not material. Okay. I wanted to only believe that all I can see is all there is.
Yeah.
And there is nothing more. It was too much. I didn't understand anything. I didn't understand much. So obviously now enter the enemy. He's like, hey, it's what you want. Don't worry, I'll give it to you. So I really went into like that kind of life. And because I had already soul wounds, I think I lived for other things. And then I started, and that's
like what?
I started drinking. Yeah. And so I got into a very like a huge lifestyle of alcohol, and it completely numbed me. I completely had a different persona. Like when I say I was not myself, legitimately I wasn't. I remember I had a dream. This one is I don't know if I have time, but I had a dream. The thing is, I had a dream when I was around like 12 or 13 years old. I had a dream that I was in it was like a beautiful grass field. Like a meadow. It was pretty. The grass was green. And it was big. And I remember I was playing, and then someone just said, play as much as you want, but there's like a border. Just don't go past that. It's dangerous there. In the dream, I was like, okay. Immediately I went to the border, right? And so I stand at the border and I see like many snakes, many. But they're not bad, right? In the dream, they were not bad. In fact, they were whispering at me in the most gentle voices. I don't even think it was outside. It was inside. Like, there's nothing wrong with like coming here. There's nothing. We're okay. We're animals, and I really loved animals, still do, but when I was a kid it was intense. And so we're like, we're animals, we don't do anything. And it was like faint, like alluring, that I don't even remember in the dream walking. I just remember myself being in the middle of them. It's like their voice just transported me. Their voice transported me. And then at first they were okay, and then they started strangling me slowly. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. And they told me, they told me not to cross the border. So I don't know how I ran to a telephone booth, and I grabbed the phone and I'm like, hello, help me. I don't even know who I called, but immediately I said, hello, help me. Like, it's like ambulances came and got me out. As soon as I woke up, I understood. It was like God was saying, I'll be there. I'll be there to rescue you. But it was like a foretelling of sorts. The dream, it was like a warning, but also a foretelling that things are going to seem nice. They're going to seem like harmless, and they're going to be alluring. Like you won't be able to resist, right? So it was like trying to warn me about that. So fast forward, I'm allured by all the things that seem to work with alcohol. Truly, I never felt anything. I would sleep and not have dreams and not see things, because I would also see a lot of things. But with this, I would black out. I would sleep and wake up in the morning. You know, those things, the party lifestyle, all of that. It was, for a while it was okay. For a while it was good. You never really see yourself like in that dream, how I found myself in the middle. You never feel yourself going into a cage. You just wake up and you're in a prison. Because if you could see yourself walking into a prison, you'd stop yourself. But you get to a point where you're so allured by your fleshly desires, your things. They pulled me in, and before I knew it, I was in a prison. So this is all of like high school. Your friends are everything in high school too.
Yes.
And most of the time,
you're around them.
Most of the time you're around them. And most of the time, you're truly not friends. That's the truth. Yeah.
You're just acquaintances that have things in common.
Have wounds in common. And some of them, and some people are really like, you don't even sit to question, why do I call this person my friend? You know, like you're a child, really. So you're not questioning these things. So I go to campus. I went to Nkozi. And I remember my first year, I was like, I am going to blast. I blasted. And I remember I had a SAP. Remember, I had a sup and I just sat down and I was like, okay, I know that I can blast, but I can't do this again because I needed to, I wanted to get like a higher degree. So I remember second year, one day, this is now when I gave my life back to Christ. Second year, it was abrupt, no warning, nothing. I was still very much in like the party. I wasn't thinking, I did not want anything. If anyone said anything about God, I'd be like, please just keep quiet, like leave me alone. So I remember one time I'd spent like 4 days without going out. And I was in my room and I was like, something is wrong. Like I felt something inside me, like something is changing and I didn't know what it was. I was like, I'm being different. I haven't gone to the bar, but I was like, what's happening to me? It was weird. I didn't understand what was happening, but I didn't have answers. Then one time I'm like normal. I go to the DH to get food with my friends and I sit with them and I'm about to eat. And then the clearest voice is just like, why would a God who loves you so much have bad plans for you? That was like literally the sentence. I don't even know up to now why he chose to reveal himself like that. Why would a God who loves you so much have bad plans for you? It was the clearest voice I had had in a long time. There was noise in my head. It came so clear but it's like the voice like completely shattered my heart. I remember standing up and they were like, what's up? I was like, I have to go. Because tears were coming. I didn't know why I was going to cry, but I knew I was about to break down. So I got the tray. I went, gave that guy. And then outside of the DH, I was bending. I was like, what is going on? I couldn't stand up straight. Tears started. I was starting to bawl. I was almost on the ground and I knew no one can see me like this. Where can I go where there is no one? And I saw in the middle of the place, the chapel. I was like, there's no way anyone is in the chapel. So I mustered all my strength, went into the chapel. The minute I got into the chapel, I fell down. I couldn't walk.
Wow.
I couldn't walk and I wailed. I cried like I had not cried for years. It's like everything's like my heart completely became soft and I became and I became aware of Jesus in that moment. And that's been like the story of like his presence always softens the heart. Always softens the heart. I even got emotional thinking about it. So I stayed in the chapel. I was like, now I don't know what to do. When I was crying on the floor, I was like, okay. It's like I'd been overcome by something greater than myself. I'd been overcome by like my own will and my own strength. So I said, okay. I surrender. I literally said, okay, I've allowed. I surrender. I couldn't stand up. And I was like, I give you everything. It's okay. I'm yours. I apologized. I repented so much. I was like, I'm sorry. I've not talked to you in a while. Because when I was a kid, he's who I went to a lot of the times. He's like, we had a strong relationship. Although you're a child, you don't really know, but you go to your room. Yeah, I would feel him. I would know he's there. He had made himself known to me when I was a kid. So then at this moment, I'm like, okay. I stopped fighting and I was like, I'm here. Then I sit down and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I didn't own a Bible. I didn't own anything. I knew that, oh my gosh, I need to read the Bible. I need to know, what have I missed? I felt like I had just come out. I just woken up and I'm like, what have I missed? So then I go back to my room. No, he first leads me and I know who to talk to. There was a girl in my dorm. She used to look at me like, like, please get your life in order. I would come drunk most times, like just out of it. And I think she'd look at me like, is this how you want to live? You get, so she's the one I went to. Knocked at her door. I said, listen, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know. And she said, okay. She gave me like her Bible. She's like, you start here. I was like, okay. I was like, I'm going to go home over the weekend, but I'm not going to tell my mom I got saved. Because I was still like rebelling with her. I was like, I'm not going to give her that satisfaction. So I first didn't. I didn't for a while. And so I started remembering music I used to listen to. So I downloaded the music I used to listen to when I was still walking with God. And I was finding out scripture from that music. And some of it was actually Lecrae and Tripoli. They would say verses in the Bible. They talk about grace. So I would piece things together and get it from there, like songs and read the word. And then I came home, got a book from home. Experiencing God was the very first year. I got experiencing with God, and then I came. And that's how my journey. Now, before then, I never sang at all. In fact, all through high school, what I did was dance.
Yeah.
I only danced. I never sang. In fact, in A-level, I don't think anyone knew that I could even sing. It had been so buried. That's why I feel like my singing and my voice is so intertwined spiritually. Yeah, because it was dead. As soon as I started walking with the Lord again, it's like he woke that up. He woke that side of me. And I started thinking, I was like, oh my gosh, I should be singing. So after that, fast forward, I finished my degree and I tell my parents, listen, I think I should go to music school. He had put it in my heart to go to music school. They were like, excuse me? I was like, I went back to my room. And the funny thing is, I did my degree and I wanted to pass so well and be like, if I've passed so well a degree that I'm doing for you, imagine how well I'll do. I wanted to pull that move. So I really read. I remember I did, and I did well. And so I got to God one day and I'm like, I'm not going to fight with these guys. If it's your will, please make it. I'm not going to talk much. Just please make a way. He made a way for everything. Doors they just opened. I found myself in California doing music, right? Now, because of the damage that I don't know what had happened, but I had no voice, legit. I had no voice. The voice had kind of disappeared. I couldn't, maybe it's one of those things where like a muscle, it atrophies if you don't use it, like I couldn't sing. But the way the college was set up was if you're a music student, and I went into composition. If you're a music student, you have to take vocal classes, you have to be in choir rehearsals, and you have to do concerts. So I was singing about 7 hours a week from not singing at all. And all of that time, it's like God was wakening up that thing. It's like I was trained. It's like I was in boot camp for 4 years.
You were playing catch up.
It was too much. I was singing all the time. By the time I finished college, my voice was restored back. And it wasn't only restored back. God restores in such a way that like it was actually better than it had ever been. It was like a new voice. Yeah. It was like, especially when now I started like leading worship after college. Then I interned at a church called Saddleback Church.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I learned a lot. Yes, that's where like now I really learned a lot. And I understood a lot of things, and the voice even came up because they had to, as an intern, they even gave me a responsibility.
Wait. I'm still wrapping my mind about Saddleback Church.
Right, I know also.
Okay. Good church.
It was the biggest church I'd ever been to. I was amazed at the level of production. To be honest, I was like, what? I didn't know half the things I was doing. I was just following instructions at that moment and executing. That's all I was doing. And so even having to lead smaller groups and smaller worship sets, I just like it really, God helped grow my voice back.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, grow my voice. But in all of that, yeah, maybe I'll not get into that. But yeah, that's how I started leading worship. And then I went from there to another church, and was a worship director for about 2 to 3 years before and during COVID. And so COVID kind of cut everything short.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all this time you're going through this phase, what was your family thinking? What were the conversations? How did they take it?
You mean like the phase of like high school,
the wilderness.
The wilderness. No, that was desolate. It was a desolate phase for me. Like I had really terrible relationships with my parents. They didn't understand what was going on. You
became the black sheep of the family.
No, I was the black sheep. Yeah. I was the worst. Like, first of all, I was a very responsible kid. Like I was the firstborn. I always did things on time. I was always doing things well. I took care of my siblings. So you go from that child to a child who can't be sober
who nobody can recognize.
No one could recognize me at all. I honestly don't know what that was also. Yeah, I couldn't recognize myself, but in my mind, I was like, what's the big deal? Like, you guys are overreacting. You get it? So
it's just a drink.
it was like, and I was like, the more you punish me, it's like the more they punished me, the more I self-destructed, the more I rebelled.
Yeah.
So it was like one of those things where it was only going to have to be the hand of God, truly, to like help me out of the situation. Yeah.
And nobody could understand what the flip was.
No one could understand. In hindsight now, I think because of all the things that we know, I think we understand, oh, okay, like there was many factors that could have done, made us switch. Yeah. But I will say this. When I got saved, I remember God delivered me from alcohol, but I didn't know. So because here in Uganda, at least then, when you're a saved person, you don't drink.
Yeah.
So when I got saved, I just automatically just didn't. I don't know, it switched. I didn't drink, but I didn't understand that in that moment when God saved me in that chapel, he had taken everything away. In that moment. So I went about 2 years, but I didn't have the understanding that I was actually in addiction and I was actually suffering, because the next time when I was alone, the States was rough when I went. I was alone. I was trying to figure things out. There was a year I remember when New Year's, I remember I was dealing with a lot of isolation. It was hard to make friends at some point.
You don't know anybody.
I was doing music with people who had been doing music since they were 5 years old.
Oh, yeah,
I had to practice double the time to be half as good as them.
Pressure.
The pressure was intense. So what happened? I went back to what comforted me. And that's where the story of addiction was intensified. It was bad. So then I was still walking with the Lord. I was still like, but it was my comfort. And it became worse with the years, even leading worship. It became worse because I hadn't dealt with the wounds in the first place that had taken me down that road.
So tell me, you get born again, you recommit your life, and then you have to tell your family. How did they take that?
Yeah. No, they were relieved, to say the least. Yeah. But they were taking things in stride. They were like, I remember I finally told my mom, I really didn't want to, until sometime I was like, okay, let me just tell her. I needed help. I needed discipleship. I felt like I needed so much help.
Yeah.
And everyone was happy. My siblings, they were just like noticing the change and kind of like, well, like, really, this has happened. Everyone was happy, but kind of like, let's go slow so that we're not disappointed. And I remember, I think it's because I'm the firstborn, I'm the oldest. So it kind of, I think, maybe inspired my sisters to also kind of get right with God, because I was also not a good example for them for very many years. And so coming back to God, I think, kind of inspired them to do the same thing, which I thank God for, because, man, being the oldest is not a joke.
It's not easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So
you come back, you lead worship, and decide to start recording music.
Yes. Yeah. So that was also a long, not really a long story, but I was leading worship at a church in Champaign, Illinois, and I love that church. I love the people there. Just really, they love God. They're down to earth. And I remember I was taking vocal classes. So I'd go once a week to take vocal classes with this really good vocal teacher. This guy could make you hit notes you don't even think you can hit. He just understood how the body worked. Yeah. And I really do appreciate his work, because he grew my range. Right now I don't know how good it is, but then it was something. Yeah. So I started, I had an apartment, so a lot of the evenings were quiet, and I would always like spend time with God. And I remember him being like, write music. And I was like, and then what? To what end? Right? And then what? Like, studio time is expensive. I don't know anyone who will help. I was giving, and he was just like, just write. Like most times when God gives you a gift, he just wants you to like just do the thing without you having to see the end goal and everything. I think that's the end goal is his work to do. Yours is to just do,
Yeah.
do. So I started writing. I had my, my collections of songs, no idea what I'm going to do with them. And then we had a pianist who used to lead worship at my church. Shout out to Evan Simpson. This guy, first of all, gentle spirit, him and his family, gentle people. They just are loving. And he would always say, when are we going to write? When are we going to write? And I'd be like, yeah. I'd always be like, yeah, soon. I'd brush it off. And then one day he's like, Saturday I'm free. I'm like, okay, yeah. Because it was like a Tuesday. I think it was like Tuesday rehearsal. I was like, yeah, for sure, Saturday. Because I was thinking Saturday is far. We'll see how it goes. So Saturday I wake up and I don't feel like doing anything. In fact, everything is, I'm like, oh, I can't meet. And I'm again just in my prayer time, and God is like, just go. You don't have to have something. Because I felt also the pressure. I don't have anything ready. I don't have anything nice. And every time you write, anytime you do something, you're just like, is it even nice? It's so fake. Now hear this. Like the critiquing voice was intense. But like I said earlier, when you're going to do anything significant, there's resistance.
Yeah.
So that was like, so I go and we write this song. And I decide, okay, let me see like my worship team who can come record with me. So we go to this guy's studio, my vocal trainer. We go to his studio and we record. And it was the first song ever. We recorded. After recording, I came to bury my grandmother in 2020. Yeah. So after recording and everything, I come to bury my grandmother in 2020. Lockdown happens. I'm here. I can't go back.
Yeah.
But the song was ready and everything. So I released it when I was in UG. And it was Altar. The first song I ever did was Altar. And I remember, of course, my mom loved it. A lot of worship people really liked it and everything. And I really thank the Lord that I really thank God that I recorded that song. So because I did that, I remember when I was like putting it out, the anxiety was through the roof.
Wow.
It was through the roof. But I don't know. I think God just, His grace, He helped me. I did it. I moved. And so that kind of like set the tone for now me recording the Yeshua album. Yeah. And so because remember I'd been writing, I just picked the ones I kind of liked, the ones that I felt were to be in that EP and worked on that here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the one you did with Abasa.
Yes, that's the
Abasa
producer.
from Songs Avenue, yeah? Yeah. Great producer. It's a beautiful album. Beautiful piece of work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the way forward with your music? Is it something you want to keep doing? Is it something you did in that phase? Where do you see you going with the music?
I'm definitely going to keep going. It's like a fire in me. I can't help it. I have to. It's one of those things where I'm supposed to do something. I'm meant to do it, and I love doing it.
Yeah.
There is no way I can stop.
You can't stop. You just
Stopping
have to
is dying. Not the good dying. Not the good dying to yourself. It's actually like death. So I'm going to it's something that definitely I'm going to continue doing.
I saw you did something with Worship Nation. How did you end up in Worship Nation?
Worship Nation. So let me see if I can retrace the triangle. You know that meme of the lady looking and there's geometry. That's what I'm about to do. Yeah. Anyway, so I go to Vibe Church, right, at Oasis Mall. And the sound guy, Marvin, shout out to Marvel. Yeah. He's the one who introduced me to Aaron. And
Marvin from Sandbox.
From Sandbox, yeah. So he's like, hey, Beth, there's a guy you should meet. He's called Aaron. He has Worship Nation. I listened to his music. I was like, oh, this is so dope. So he told me that he had given my contacts to Aaron. Turns out one time I go to a studio and Aaron is just there. In fact, I think it was like 2 days after or the day after.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. I was like, what? He was like, yeah, this is so weird because we had planned to meet. We hadn't even talked to meet, but there we were. So then after that is when, I think after that meeting, I knew that, okay, we want to do something together, but I didn't really follow it up. There was some time there. I think he was working on a different project. I'm not really so sure. But then in January is when he's like, hey, we're doing this thing. Let me know what. And so I listened and I was like, yeah, count me in. Mark me present. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you did it justice. You did an amazing.
I can't wait for it to come out.
I remember at the listening party and everybody was like, wow, Wow. He took this song to a whole nother level. I'm like,
Oof.
wow.
Thank God.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm excited, truly. I'm excited for what he has in store.
Amen.
Yeah.
So what has been your biggest learning experience in all this?
In all of this,
Yeah.
I think my biggest learning experience in everything is to have like the most intimate relationship with Jesus. With any circumstance, so I'll tell you this. The more I have spent time with him, the more he has led me in paths of restoration. In like even just the persona I had, it wasn't only addiction. Things come with very many things. Like, how it says in the Bible that like a demon will leave, go into the
Come back with
wilderness,
7
but then
others.
it will come and see a clean house and come back with 7 others. It wasn't only that, because you end up not being yourself. You end up not being the original design that God created when he formed in that secret place.
Yeah.
Life can do that to you very easily. You're born one way, and then comments here and there, or just to be able to survive life, you completely take on a persona. You
Yeah.
completely take on someone who you're not. You know what I'm saying? So like for years, I always asked God, I was like, please make me me. Please, I have to be me. Please show me how to be me. Like, take me back to who I am. Like, and there were some times when I'm like, am I doing this because it's me? Or have I been made to do, have I been influenced a certain direction and everything? And the what I realized is, if you spend time with God, if you spend a lot of time with him, it's my prayer always. I'm like, make me so insatiable for you. Make me insatiable for your word. Make me insatiable for the truth. Because the more I have walked with him, the thing about God is that, the thing about him, I know there are so many things I love about him, but he's not going to thrust a huge amount of truth on you once.
Yeah, yeah.
Like things are weighty. There's truth that's
Very
weighty.
overwhelming.
There's knowledge that's weighty. He's so patient. And so he will chip away at the things, just even being in his presence alone, like lies can't hold. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
a spirit of truth. So he'll make you yourself. And I've realized that when you spend time with him, you get to know him, you get to know who you are. And you walk in who you are. And it's very, very scary, a fact that you can leave this earth and not one day in your adult life were you yourself.
True.
It's very scary.
Painfully true.
It's like, it's ridiculous to think about. You're like, oh my goodness. So what am I? If who am I? What's this persona? So one of the biggest lesson is spend time with him. Like, I'm always like, see his mind. See his mind, and the only way you can see his mind is obviously the word of God, but also just ask him like questions. Say, like, I'm always like curious, what's your thought on this? Like, what's your perspective? There's a verse in Psalms that says, I will guide you with my eye. And it's like, the first time I read that, I was like, how do you guide someone with your eye? What's that? And it's like, let me see through your lens. Let me see, because when you see through his lens, you're seeing the truth. You might not see it in like all, because we see in part. But you will get like truth of our circumstances. You'll get truth of who you are, of yourself. You'll get so much. So I think the biggest lesson is be very intimate with God, because when you're intimate with him, you know him, you're a child. You can ask him for things. Let me tell you, when I wanted to get free, I gave him no rest. I did not give him rest.
Yeah.
And I remember going to like a man of God who I revered at the time of being, and I was so desperate to get free. I had to tell him. I was like, listen, this is what I'm dealing with. What do I do? And the advice he gave me is, well, you might just have to deal with this your whole life.
Wow.
I
How
said,
encouraging. You're like,
no.
no.
God forbid. Not me. No. So Jesus, he was whipped, bruised, rejected. He said he came to set the captives free. Why am I not free? Like, if everything he said in the Bible is true, then why why am
Why
I
do I
going
have to suffer
why am
for
I
the rest
going
of
to
my life?
why am I going to spend the rest of my life in prison? The Psalms, it says, bring my soul out of prison that I may glorify your name. The righteous will surround me and you will deal bountifully with me. That means if you're soul in prison, you're not surrounded by righteous, you're not
And
able to praise his name,
he's
and
not
he's not
dealing
dealing. But
bountifully with you.
excuse me. I said, I
No.
remember just listening. I didn't argue, but I immediately rejected it. I said, no. God, if you can part the Red Sea, you can make me free.
Yeah.
And so, but that like it made me utterly like get more and more dependent on him.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So where do we find your music?
So, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Yes, you can find
Under
it
which
by
names?
Beth Ingabire.
BETH
INGA.
INGABIRE.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's iTunes,
Yeah.
Spotify,
YouTube.
YouTube,
Any music,
Facebook,
yeah.
Instagram.
Amazon even.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. So what are your closing remarks? Something you'd like to tell somebody out there who's dealing with stuff, somebody who has dreams that they really want to achieve and they don't know how to, they feel they've fallen off the rails. What would you say?
I would say that take shame out of the equation. I found that if you take shame out of something, you're going to handle the truth better. It's easier to chew and it's easier to go before the Father. So the God who freed me, the God who has freed so many people, no one can deserve his love. No one has ever deserved his mercy. No one. Go to him. It doesn't matter how dark your situation is. Take shame out of it and go and be like, God, Jesus, it says here that you came for the lost. I'm lost. Go and be very real with him. Don't try to be like, but I have this to get. No, I am very lost. I am a very serious case.
I can't do without you.
I cannot do it. You are my only hope. Help me. Go get scripture. Say, it says this here. Why isn't this reflecting in my life? Is it me? Show me what it is. Don't be ashamed to face the truth of a situation because he will show you the truth. And don't be ashamed to go to your Father and ask for help. He can do much more than you can even think or imagine. So take shame out of the equation when it comes to a relationship with God. Go and be like a child and be like Biganye.
Yeah.
Things are job. But the good thing is when you reach the end of yourself, he shows up.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming through and sharing your story. I believe somebody out there is going to be inspired. I believe there's people that need encouragement. Not many people talk about their life challenges. Not many people share their experiences. So people go through stuff and they feel like they're the only one who's going through this. They can't talk to anybody. Like there's no help. But being able to hear these stories encourages people to get up and say, you know what? Somebody else has been through this and they've come out. I can do it. I can come out. And that's why we do these podcasts, to help encourage people, to inspire people through our stories and to appreciate those that have actually put in the work. And thank you for being one of those. And you have a beautiful album. It's lovely. The quality is good. The production amazing. The voice, I was like, is this Beyonce or something? I was like, So thank you for putting that together. I pray that God will open more doors for you, that your music will have more reach, because it's filled with content. It's not just music to listen to and enjoy. It's music with a message. So God bless you for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and I pray that you can support us. Go to Cash App. We're on Cash App. We're on Mobile Money, World Remit. Go to the description. You will find all the details. Thank you for watching. Share, like if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Share with a friend. Click the notification bell so you can have notifications every time we have something out new. And from LifeBeat, I'd like to say thank you for being here. God bless you. LifeBeat.
Thank you for tuning in to the LifeBeat podcast with Sami-K. Your support means the world to us. Please leave a comment, subscribe, and share to help us grow and continue bringing you valuable content. We appreciate you.